If you plan to endure unto the end, I highly recommend that you start giving Yah credit for all of these weather disasters. There's no such thing as Mother Nature, climate change, or global warming. In order that you might endure unto the end, it is imperative that you walk in spirit and truth. Matthew chapter 24, starting at verse 13 reads, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand." Again, whoso readeth, let him understand. Let him understand. Understand what? Understand that the Most High have power over all of these plagues. Let's read Revelations chapter 16, starting at verse 8. And it reads, "And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of Elohim, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory." Wait, let's back up a little bit. Verse 9 says that the Most High has power over these plagues. So you mean to tell me that it's not global warming? It's not climate change? It's not Mother Nature or weather machines? It's the Most High? He has the power over all these plagues? That was a rhetorical question. Yes, the Most High has the power over all these plagues. And he's sending his angels to pour his fury out upon this world. The Bible is clear on the reason why the disobedient is going to be destroyed. It's because they are rebelling against Yahuwah's laws. Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 2 says, "Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye."
This year's Hajj pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia has seen over 1,000 deaths due to extreme heat, with temperatures soaring to 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Reports indicate that approximately 1,081 worshippers from 10 countries succumbed to sweltering conditions exacerbated by tens of thousands of unregistered pilgrims straining the infrastructure. Around 1.8 million Muslims face these dangerously high temperatures, with thousands treated for heat stroke. The Saudi Ministry of Health took measures to mitigate the risk, including setting up cooling stations along the pilgrimage route and urging pilgrims to use umbrellas and stay hydrated. Despite these efforts, the intense heat proved to be deadly for over 1,000 worshippers.
Again, the Bible is crystal clear on the reason why the Most High is pouring his fury out on the disobedient. The Most High gave us his laws, statutes, and commandments. But many will never listen. They'll never listen to the Father, nor the Son, nor the prophets. And because people continue to deny Yahuwah's commandments, which are holy, just, and good, the entire world have been turned into Babylon, a nation who love to serve idols and have no regard for holiness and or righteousness. Babylon is a fallen world fit for nothing but destruction. Now, we just watched the video clip, but let's read about this. Let's read about this because we need to let this sink in as to what's happening around the world. It says the heat wave in Saudi Arabia, blamed for the deaths of 1,300 people on the Hajj pilgrimage this month, was made worse by climate change, a team of European scientists said on Friday. Well, the first problem that we have here is that we're getting these reports from the European scientists who have for centuries been lying and covering up the fact that the Most High is the one responsible for all of these weather disasters. It goes on to say, temperatures along the route from June 16th to 18th reached 47 degrees Celsius, which is 117 degrees Fahrenheit, at times, and exceeded 51.8 Celsius at Mecca's Great Mosque. Now that means it got up to like 125 degrees. And it goes on to say the heat would have been approximately 2.5 Celsius, 4.5 Fahrenheit cooler without the influence of human-caused climate change, according to a weather attribution analysis. I couldn't imagine, family. It must have been scorching heat there. They were dashing and splashing water all over each other. That did not help. 1,300 people died. And again, they're attributing this to climate change. This is really bad because I'm about to show you that the Most High is not playing with these people. I'm about to show you that it's the Most High's fury being poured out in this world. It's not climate change, and it's not global warming, and it's definitely not weather machines. Let's look at Luke chapter 21, verse 11. It says, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven." Then Isaiah chapter 29 and 6 says, "Thou shalt be visited of Yahuwah of hosts with thunder and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire." Then Isaiah 45 and 7 says, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahuwah, do all these things." And just so you know, tempest means a violent, windy storm. So the Most High is saying, I'm the one who's creating these violent, windy storms. But let's keep going, because if you watch my last video, those were the verses that I put in my last video. But let's look further, because there's so much more proof that the Most High is responsible for all of these weather disasters. And why? Because we're living in a rebellious, wicked world who walk contrary to Yahuwah's commandments. Let's keep reading. Okay, so let's take a look at the example of Jonah. So what was the story of Jonah about anyway? It concerns a disobedient prophet who rejected his divine mission to go to Nineveh, a great Assyrian city, and prophesy disaster because of the city's excessive wickedness. Now remember, that's always the reason why the Most High is using these weather disasters to destroy certain cities and now the world in general, because wickedness continues to abound. Now let's keep going. It says, "Jonah was cast overboard in a storm and swallowed by a great fish, rescued in a marvelous manner, and returned to his starting point. Now he obeys Yah and goes to Nineveh, the capital of Israel's ancient enemy." So the moral of this story applies to then and now in the same way. Its purpose is to assert the possibility of repentance, involving a complete change of heart on man's part, of which Yah will then take full account in his dealings with him. Now let's look at this account in the scriptures and see exactly who sent the storm. Okay, so this is Jonah chapter 1, starting at verse 1, and it reads, "Now the word of Yahuwah came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me." But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of Yahuwah, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it, to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of Yahuwah. But Yahuwah sent out a great wind into the sea. Let's read that again. But Yahuwah sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. Remember, tempest means a violent windy storm. So the Most High sent a violent windy storm into the sea. And this storm was so bad that it says it almost caused the ship to be broken. But we're using facts upon facts, historical evidence as far as the Most High and how he destroyed cities in ancient times, as well as how he's destroying our current world. And it's for the same reason: lawlessness. People who do not want to obey the commandments. People who do not want to call upon the Most High by his name, Yahuwah, and his son's name, Yahushua. They want to continue to mistreat Yahuwah's chosen ones, who are still hidden because no one wants to tell the truth as to who we really are. And because wickedness continues to increase in this world, the Most High is pouring his fury out, and he's going to simply destroy this world as he did in the days of Noah. Now, this sounds harsh, but Job's family was killed by a severe storm. If you don't know the story, I highly recommend you go and read it. But this is another example of how the Most High killed Job's sheep, his servants, and all 10 of his children by way of weather. As Job suffered further physical affliction, he asked, "Why is there evil in the world?" His friends were not great at helping him answer the question. Finally, after much dialogue, Elohim spoke directly to Job out of a whirlwind. Wow. So the Most High was a storm himself. Yahuwah made clear that his control over nature and his ultimate purpose are to be trusted. We simply cannot understand all the details of the divine plan. But Job's testimony demonstrates how trials should bring us closer to Elohim instead of driving us away. Let's go ahead and read this account in Job chapter 1, starting at verse 16, because I want you guys to be clear on this subject. And it reads, "While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, The fire of Elohim is fallen from heaven, and had burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee." 17. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Now listen closely, family. Verse 18 says, While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house. And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Okay, for all of you who want to believe in global warming, climate change, Mother Nature, weather machines, etc., etc., well, it sounds like the Most High used a tornado to take out Job's family's house. You know, some of you want to be lied to. The truth is right in your face in that Bible that you carry around, but a lot of you really, really love the lies of Esau. Now, I'm going to tell you, Esau is destroying this world too, but he's doing it by way of pollution, poisoning the food, poisoning the air, the water, but he can't make water. He can't make air. He can't mess with the functions of the sun and the moon, because in my last video, I showed you how complex, the sun and the moon are, as well as where the weather actually comes from. It comes in and out of gates and chambers and storehouses. There's a storehouse for all the elements in heaven. There's a storehouse for snow, for wind, for lightning, thunder. The sun and the moon goes in and out of gates. And, it's just so complex that there's nothing that Esau can do to tamper with these elements. But if you want to give Esau the power, he'll take it. He'll take it. He loves to lie, even if it's at his own expense. Okay, let's go ahead and look at yet another example. It says, tremendous hailstorms and continuous thunder and lightning against all Egypt struck down all unprotected people, animals, trees, and plants, except in the region of Goshen, where there was no hail. Anytime the Most High is sending judgment upon a land, sometimes he will mention hailstorms. So let's go ahead and read this in Exodus chapter 9, verse 23 through 29. It says, "And Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and Yahuwah sent thunder and hail." Let's say it again. "The Most High sent thunder and hail, and the fire ran along upon the ground. And Yahuwah rained hail upon the land of Egypt. So there was hail and fire mingled with the hail, very grievous, such as there were none like it in all the land of Egypt, since it became a nation. And the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail smote every herb of the field, and brake every tree of the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, was there no hail. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron, and said unto them, I have sinned this time. Yahuwah is righteous, and I and my people are wicked. Entreat Yahuwah, for it is enough, that there be no more mighty thunderings and hail, that I will let you go, and ye shall stay no longer. And Moses said unto him, As soon as I am gone out of the city, I will spread abroad my hands unto Yahuwah, and the thunder shall cease, neither shall there be any more hail, that thou may know how that the earth is Yahuwah's. Why do you all think he said that? Why do you think he said that you may know that the earth is Yahuwah's? Why do you all think that Moses said that you may know that the earth is Yahuwah's? Why did he say that? Because even today, people will not give Yahuwah credit for his own creation. It's written in the scriptures that he would send all these plagues upon the earth. He did it then, and he's doing it now. And everyone who owns a copy of his book and claim to know it, they apparently are not reading the scriptures, or they just don't understand. But how many ways can you say that the Most High is responsible for all of these plagues? There is indeed a strong delusion, and people's eyes have been closed to what is true. They are blinded to what is in the scriptures. Okay, so there's literally tons of examples of the Most High sending all of these plagues upon the earth, but we're going to go ahead and just take a look at a few more. This one says, very great thunder sent to confuse and disperse the Philistine army at just the right moment, saving Israel. And this is found in 1 Samuel 7 and 10. And it reads, And as Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to battle against Israel. But Yahuwah thundered with a great thunder on that day upon the Philistines, and discomfited them, and they were smitten before Israel. So that great thunder that the Most High sent caused the Philistines to be very perplexed and confused, and it caused them to disperse. You see, most of the time back then, the people knew that the Most High was responsible for all of these events. But today, the powers that be and Satan, they have done a very good job of hiding the fact that the Most High sends destruction by way of weather disasters. Now, we haven't even read one account where people back in ancient times, said, hey, climate change, this is global warming, or, weather machines or anything like that. We don't hear these people saying things like that. Now, Pharaoh did try to claim that some of the plagues that the Most High sent upon Egypt was magic. Now, each time the plagues got worse and worse, to the point where the firstborn of the animals as well as the Egyptians died. No magician could have done that. So anyway, Pharaoh finally let the Israelites go because he knew that this wasn't any magic tricks being done, but it was a power coming from the Israelites' Elohim. And that's literally the same thing that we're witnessing happening today as the plagues are getting worse and worse. but they're not reporting it on the news. People are taking their cell phones and making, videos and uploading them to YouTube and other, social media platforms. And that's how we're seeing all of these catastrophic events happening. Okay, so we're going to read these last verses here in 1 Samuel 12, 14 through 20. And let's talk a little bit more about how the Most High is the reason behind all of these weather disasters. It starts out by saying, "If ye will fear Yahuwah and serve him and obey his voice and not rebel against the commandment of Yahuwah, then shall both ye and also the king that reign over you continue following Yahuwah your Elohim. But if ye will not obey the voice of Yahuwah, but rebel against the commandment of Yahuwah, then shall the hand of Yahuwah be against you, as it was against your fathers. Now therefore stand and see this great thing which Yahuwah will do before your eyes. Is not wheat harvest today? I will call unto Yahuwah, and he shall send thunder and rain, that ye may perceive and see that your wickedness is great, which ye have done in the sight of Yahuwah, in asking you a king." So Samuel called unto Yahuwah, and Yahuwah sent thunder and rain that day. And all the people greatly feared Yahuwah and Samuel. And all the people said unto Samuel, "Pray for thy servants unto Yahuwah thy Elohim, that we die not. For we have added unto all our sins this evil, to ask us a king." And Samuel said unto the people, "Fear not, ye have done all this wickedness, yet turn not aside from following Yahuwah, but serve Yahuwah with all your heart." So Samuel said, "I'm going to call on Yahuwah, and he shall send thunder and rain, so that you can see that your wickedness is great." So this thunder and rain was to serve as a judgment. So what seems to be consistent in these biblical accounts is that the Most High is the one responsible for these weather disasters. Now all of a sudden the narrative changed, and the Most High is being discredited for all of these catastrophic events that's happening all over the world. Yet today it seems like even more of a reason for the Most High to be angry with this world, because wickedness is at its all-time high. There's a serious flaw in the teachings that we're receiving today. Biblical records tells us that the weather was originally very good from the time when Yahuwah created the world until the first man sinned. We see that everything was good in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 31, where Yahuwah said, "And he saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good." Due to man's sinfulness, the world did not stay very good. Not long after creation, all of nature was affected by man's fall to sin and Elohim's curse. The pain and sorrow of this present world, along with severe weather, demonstrates a fallen and very wicked world. But thankfully, a new kingdom is coming. There's going to be a time where Yahuwah created new heavens and new earth. The Garden of Eden will be restored, and deadly storms will no longer be a part of our world. This concludes my video. May the Most High bless you and keep you all safe in this dark hour. And until my next video, Shalom.
Information's free. Pray, really chosen. It's a pleasure to be on the beat. Do you a favor, educate yourself on Elohim, the one and only.